All right, crazy people. I sacrificed my belt. Didn't really have to. I mean, but I got the belt buckle attachment for this Sleipnir knife, and it can be a belt buckle knife, or it can be used with the pocket clip as just a regular knife. It's number 83 of 200, so they only made 200 of these, and it can fit on this. I mean, somebody was like, well, that belt buckle knife would be illegal. Well, it's not a required thing that it be a belt buckle knife. You can look underneath and see that's where the pocket clip resides then when it comes through there. And there's magnets underneath, and it gets the blade where, I mean, this is not coming off easy, okay? And you got to really get it right around this post here, because that's where it needs to rise up off of to come off of that belt clip, okay? And if you have a belt that does this, right? So a lot of them are just riveted and you can't unscrew them. But if you have a real leather belt made by an Arizona cowboy, then yeah, then it'll work, because you can just unscrew this and take off the normal stuff, and then you could put this on there, and then this little peg here goes in the other side when it comes around into your adjustment hole for, you know, I'm a 31 waistline myself, but yeah, okay. But yeah, this pulls off, and yeah, it's kind of a heavy knife. It's kind of weird. This reminds me of the Kodiak, right? With the Tucson Kodiak with that kind of ring, the Savage Bastard Blade Works thing that they had, which the action on that was atrociously horrible. And the action on this is not much better because it's not a drop shutty knife, okay? It wasn't made to be that regardless. Hold on, I gotta back my thumb up a little bit and give this thing room. Okay, so yes, technically, can it go one-handed? Yeah, it's really made to be a two-handed knife, probably for a lot of legal reasons and stuff like that. And you've got this fuller on both sides. You put your finger in there, you can grab it, so you ain't gonna let go easy. And except, you know, what else is not gonna let go easy? It's got these magnets on here. But this thing, I mean, there's a little magnetism because there's something going through here. I don't know if I can take this apart. I might attempt to do that, but I probably should have got a hold of Dirk and gone, how do I do that? But it comes in a zipper pouch like this, okay? And it's just a limited run, so I don't know if there's going to be many or any available right now as I film this. Yes, there are. And it's not inexpensive. It's $299 US. Although $300 and 10% off, so $30 off, so $269 if that is meaningful to you. And here's this information. It's not just regular D2, it's CPM D2. You know, not quite 3 1/4 inch blade will measure though, 8 ounces, that's pretty heavy. Frame lock with hardened steel insert, two-hand knife. So, yeah, he was able to flip it, but yeah, grips, spacers, clips, titanium, right? So, I did this like once when I did my Instagram posting, where I actually pulled this back and was able to flip it all the way out with a little gravity feed, but it wasn't easy. So no, it's really a two-hander. Let me do that, and come on, right down. Got that fuller. Let's see what kind of length we have here. And 3.15 may be appropriate, 80 millimeters at the most. Overall, 7 3/4 up to that little lanyard hole there, 19.5 centimeters. Check this out. Yeah, 14 point, about 15 millimeter thick at about 6/10. And then that blade stock is 0.23. It's 5.9. It's almost 6 millimeter thick blade stock. So yeah, it's a monster. It really is. It's a monster. And pull out blue. What are you doing? You messing with my magnetic stuff? And that's what it looks like with the paramilitary too. I mean, this thing is not as long blade wise, but it is a truck. It's a truck. No question about it. So not like there's going to be plenty of these floating around. I don't even know. I mean, it does look like they still have at least one available on White Mountain. And of course, you know, this hole here so you can get a hold. And so this could be a knife where you're not going to let go easily, right? And you got a lot of jimping up here. That's pretty aggressive. Turn it around and maybe even something like this from a reverse grip standpoint might be possible. And this here actually as well for striking, you know, or a lanyard or whatever. So she's a big, big one. It's centered up. I mean, it feels stout, and the fit and finish feels good. I mean, there's no edginess, there's no gotchas here and there. It feels pretty smooth, pretty well done here. And then, of course, you got jimping under here, so you could just bypass the hole and get right up here if you wanted to. And let's see, we've got a piece of paper. Okay. All right. It's got a factory edge on it, or whatever edge. I mean, it comes from Germany, and there it goes. Yeah. But that's a big old blade. I wonder what it is behind the edge, if that should even be a query here, because that's there we go, 0.5 at 0.02. Stonewash, that's for sure. Interesting design. Midgards, you ought to check them out, and there's Midgards products on White Mountain Knives as well, which means it doesn't come from Germany because it's already in stock in the US, so you'll get it quick and you can get 10% off, and they're not charging tax and they're not charging shipping. So there's an advantage there if you can find what you're looking for. Otherwise, go to Midgards and look, and then go to his Instagram page, because he's always coming up with some insanity on his page. I mean, we're talking monster knives, and then little knives too, little fixed blades and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's a real mix. So in case you've never heard of them, you know, Dirk Hofmeister, it's a very interesting shop, really, to look at and see what he's doing, along with like the 3D printing that he does to make scales and sheaths and different things like that as well. And you can look on my channel and, you know, type in Midgards, and there was a rescue axe. I've done a bunch of different things, the Viking, etc. So, okay, let's, yeah, just, there you go, open it up. And that's a big old lock bar, isn't it? Just like that, pretty positive lock up there. It's a rugged piece of kit. It doesn't feel that bad as far as weight goes. But, you know, it's obviously not a lightweight. It's 8 ounces. It's a half a pound, you know, 227 grams. Let's see if I can do this. Barely. I barely got her open in one swing, but okay. And You might have been curious about this. Yeah, you can do this. This is, got magnets under here. So it's grabbing the parts of, and you can tell these magnets here have to come in contact with the blade. And then the pocket clip is going to go down here. So you know how the knife goes on, just like that. See what I'm saying? And then to remove it, pull straight out. But it ain't coming real easy, and that's good. But I did wear this, and I know it's 8 ounces, but my pants stayed up with the extra Duluth suspenders I wore. Just kidding. But yeah, it stayed up. And you know what? It really didn't even bother me. I mean, I really didn't take notice of it that much, and I thought I would. I thought it was really going to be kind of cumbersome and bothersome, but it wasn't. So I was kind of amazed at that. Just in case you were curious, I think a lot of people, they're not going to do this. But, just a few crazy bastards like me might just do it. Let's see about blade to handle length, and we're pretty good there. Pretty good. Design flow's nice on this thing. Ergos are good. I mean, I got my last 2 over here. That's nice. Can I find a balance point on there? No, not there. It's going to be it's right under there. Just a little bit more forward. There it is. Right there. Right under that ring. And that ring ain't coming off. But I'll try and reimagine it and find out how you would actually do that. But I'm not up on how that would disassemble right off the bat. All right. I mean, it is what it is. You may like it, you may hate it. It's just interesting. I think craftsmanship and imagination and creativity are just kind of cool to go through, and this knife is no exception. I would have never dreamed this one up. And yes, it will open up like that, but it's not Mr. Drop Shutty fidget factor type knife. But it's certainly interesting and limited. So I'll leave you to it, my friends. There you go. Look through the hole there, buddy. You know what we do. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.